The Grow My Cleaning Company podcast helps owners of cleaning companies just like you to grow your company and yourself so you can make more money and finally get the time and money freedom that probably got you into this business. Discover how to automate and create systems that allow you to grow like crazy without losing control. If you dig the show and want to show some love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. It really helps. Enjoy the show.
All right, question. I have a few cleaners who message me about cleanings in the schedule. It feels overwhelming. How do I go about teaching them to be competent, figure things out without coming off rude? Really good question. So 2 or 3 things are going to play into that. First and foremost is core values, right? So have fun, make money, be real, help out would be ours. You got to have yours. So if you texted me, well, I'm going to go levels. So assuming that you were an employee and were in the habit of texting me, which you wouldn't be, we're going to tell you how to get out of that. But assuming you were and Slacked me or whatever the appropriate channel that I've asked you to go through, and texting is not it. Slack is fine. Boxers, pick what you want. I just don't like text. And that's just me. If you're like, no, I like text, it's fine. There's nothing immoral about text, but I just like to be able to deal with it when I want. Oh, and back in module, it's either 1 or 2, we talk about blocking your time, where we tell employees and customers, I shall be returning calls or text or however you're going to tell them at this time. So if that's, from 8 to 8:30 and they text me at 9:01, I ignore it till 8 o'clock next morning. That's how I get them to figure it out on their own. Because and again, I'm not being a jerk. I told them this is when I'm available. You guys, I love you. If you called me or texted me or emailed me, asked for coaching, Tuesday at 3 o'clock and I'm with my family, I love the crap out of you, but I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, family, get the hell out. Heather needs coaching. I'm going to ignore it. And you're not going to, if you get uptight, I'm like, well, we're not a good fit. You're probably going to go, oh, well, Mike sets standards and things and he's accessible and he loves me and he's got me and he set the rules and I agreed to those rules and it's fine. So same with the employees. If you just set the rules and they agree to the rules, they're not going to be angry with you for holding the rules. So I would, just like we talk about in that module 1 or 2, blocking time, just thought, hey, here's when I block employees, or here's when I get back with employees, customers, whatever. If you need something before then, you can let me know. I'm not going to get back to you then. And I'm paying you to be clear. Figure it out. You're a big girl, you're a big boy. And here's the answer. Whatever the question is, the answer is have fun, make money, be real, and help out. The core values are the rules. And even when you do call back, and the cool thing is 90% of the time when they leave a message and then you call back 22 hours later, they're like, oh, never mind, I got it solved. You're like, oh, imagine that. And then they figure it out and just stop leaving the messages. So that's the thing. So step 1, set those boundaries. Here's when I return calls. Step 2, have a come to Jesus. Hey guys, I'm hiring you to be cleaners and you guys are trusting me to make payroll work. So if and when somebody doesn't pay or the payroll is screwed up or, taxes come due, I won't text you and ask you what I should do. Fair? Now, when it comes to cleaning stuff, if you need me to do it for you, no offense, why do I need you here? I know how to clean. You're cleaning because you're going to solve that problem. So I'm going to handle the owner problems. You're going to handle the cleaner problems. Is that something you're okay to do? And if they're not, fantastic. We're going to find you a different job. And if they are, not in your company, with someone else's company. But you just set the boundaries. Does that kind of give you the way to look at it that feels powerful and still kind of in control?
Yeah, I think it just comes down to like boundaries for me and figuring out how to set them, especially with having new girls come on. And I know they have more questions.
So actually, I was just going to say it could be hard with older employees. This should be much easier with new employees. So like, say you guys, we'd all have the same schedule we're on now for a year. And I'm like, you know what? These calls, I know I just stay on as long as I want, but they're going to be 45 minutes. You guys might be pissed. You're like, hey, I'm not getting the same thing. The new people, they wouldn't care because they didn't ever know they were longer than 45 minutes. They'd just be like, okay. So if the new people come in, you go, just so you know, here's the cadence that we have for communication with you guys. They're all going to go, oh, I guess that's how we do it. The old people will be the ones that might have a problem. The new people shouldn't have any problem because whatever you tell them is normal, that's going to be their normal.
Yeah, the new people have only had a few questions and they've asked other members mostly. The main issue is a few of the older ones, like my scheduler sends out the schedule and they have questions about, can I work on Thursday? Why am I only scheduled these days?
Those should go to the scheduler. Right. So are you dealing with that? Because you shouldn't even know that that's happening.
I'm still making the schedule, but not putting it in.
Why would you scheduler if you're making the schedule?
I don't have a scheduler yet. I have one of like putting it in our app for me.
That'll be, like I said, I think I said earlier, cleaner, answering service, accountant, scheduler. So that'll be a fairly quick hire. And they only cost, the scheduling every day. It's 0 to 20 minutes. So, if 3 hours a week, like it's not that big of a deal. So $20 an hour, and we're talking $200-$400. This isn't an expensive position.
Does the scheduler also like give the quotes?
No, that would be the salesperson. So I'm going to be releasing this thing. It's been in Next Level for a long time. I'm going to be releasing on the next training. If you ask Lindsay, she can send you the whole breakdown of scheduler, accountant,
Okay.
scheduler, answer service accountant. SAC is the God bless it. Scheduler. Yeah, she can send you all the job descriptions, outcomes. They're all one page. What they should get paid, how long it should take, the whole caboodle.
Okay. Just to
But
help
even
take care
so,
of that.
Yeah, you can tell Apple. I think Lindsay's in the room. She'll get it to you. Just tell Apple you need it, and Apple will either get you to Lindsay or tell Lindsay, and not that big. And it'll all be in the new training anyway. So you'll have it in a couple weeks. But if you want it sooner, Apple can help you with that. But the big thing is, even if you're the scheduler, we want you to hire a scheduler. They still it's just boundaries. Like again, with us, it's like for the next level, they can box me. For you guys, we have these calls and a help ticket. There's nobody that can bang. I mean, you could come to my house and be like, Mike, coach me, damn it. I'm like, get the heck out of here. I'm with my family, right? It's just boundaries. And it's not because I don't love you and I don't think you'd be offended. You're like, yeah, that was on me. I probably shouldn't have done that. So because I've set the boundaries, I was like, oh, this is how our relationship works. And I know that it gets you what you need. And you guys know that it gets you what you need. So you're like, this is fine for me. So you definitely do have to make sure that the cleaners have the tools that they need. Right. So there could be a company Slack that they go on. There could be a database like a wiki. There could be, little short videos that you make. But at the end of the day, like, give me one of the questions someone texted you.
Why am I only scheduled Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Can I get on for Tuesday and Thursday?
So honestly, that's a reasonable thing to be. So that question specifically to the scheduler, that's a reasonable question, as long as you can say no. And if they get pissy, then that's probably a bad core values match. But that's a reasonable question to ask the scheduler. So that would be more, how did they do it? Like, and if you haven't told them how to communicate with you and you don't like how they're communicating with you, that's on you, right? It's always on you. Because if you told them how to communicate with you and they're not doing it, that's on you. And if you didn't tell them how to communicate and they're just doing what they want, that's on you still. So I would just think through, like, here's how that works. And I just, again, as long as I'm the scheduler, here's the one time a day I'm going to return calls. And then I would return that call on that time. And it wouldn't feel overwhelming because I'm going to return all my calls and texts and voicemails or whatever I got during that one little 30-40 minute time. And I'm just going to, if I can make that happen for her to the schedule, I'll do it if it's a reasonable request. And if not, I'll be like, sorry, can't. Easy peasy. Right. So yeah, just box it. I think you're probably dealing with them all 2 minutes at a time over all.
Yeah.
All yeah, you got to match them, so you're only dealing with it 23 minutes a day.
Okay.
Cool. You get what you need for at least a week. You can try that on, see how it works. And if you run into any problems, come back.
Yeah, I need to look at Slack and Voxer. That would be great to not have everything coming to my personal messages.
Yeah, nothing comes to my phone. My wife texts me. I've got a couple buddies, but yeah, business wise, it's 100% Slack and Voxer and Zoom.
Okay.
And again, there's none of those are right or wrong. It's just what works for me. So you get, the cool thing is your life. You can say, I don't want Slack. I don't want whatever. It's your party, girl. You set it up however you want.
Okay.
All right. Well done.
Hey, new friend, love that you were here. If you want more Cleaning Nation, more us, you can check us out on YouTube. Similar content, you just get to see each other. It's totally free. Or if you want to say, hey, hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, join our free Facebook group. We love hearing from you, Cleaning Nation. That's what makes it magic. Jump on, we'll see you there.
Question. First time cleaning, deep cleaning for more money, systems for booking. Hold on, this is a lot. Systems for booking, payments, recommendation, how to goal. Okay, let me just go one at a time. First time deep cleaning for more money. I've got a philosophy on this, and it's not the right answer. So when it comes to like cost of goods sold, core values, there's a lot of stuff. I'm like, just do it this way. This is the right answer. How the interviewing, but like, just do it that way. The deep clean part, I'm going to give you my philosophy, but you can do it differently. This is not going to be something to make or kill your business. Okay. And you're talking specifically for residential, correct?
Yeah, which I guess is sort of probably going to be a moot point because we are going commercial from this point forward. So I guess as I
Well, I'll answer for all the residential out there,
Yeah.
but, and I'm not saying it never comes up with commercial. It's just not, it's a much smaller deal. I always want the barrier of entry to my clients to be as low as possible. And I always want to charge high ticket, high margin so I can do a kick-ass job. So I'm going to probably do one of two things. Either, again, I want 45% cost of goods sold, and I'm looking for a long-term relationship, right? So I'm not looking to make, the $400 I get today. I'm not interested in that. I'm worried about the 10 grand I'm going to make with you over the next 2 or 3 years in the relationship. So if that means I spend an extra $68 month one or clean one on payroll, I'm okay with it. So I would probably just do it. And again, that's one of the things about, if you got shitty customers with no margin, you can't do it. You can, but it's just not going to work. If you got great customers with good margin, you can do extra stuff and it's okay. So I would probably just pay for it. The second step down, I do it at wholesale. So say it was $62 of extra cleaning. I'd be like, hey, if you give us 2 or 3 months, we'll get the house up to shape and no charge. It's just going to take a little extra time, but we just can't do it all at once. If you want it all at once, it would typically, it's about an extra $100. We'll do it for $57. Like literally whatever my cost is, I'm not trying to make a bunch of extra money on that. I'm just going to try and cover I wouldn't do it for free, but if you're like, I don't want to do that, just cover your costs. And then the third option, which I really wouldn't recommend, is try and make it a profit center. But again, what am I going to make on an initial clean? I'm trying to freaking have a relationship with these people. You know what I'm saying? So again, nothing's morally wrong. None of those answers are going to kill your business, but those are the order I would do it. Kind of most customer friendly to middle to screw you, just pay for it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Cool. Second question, systems for booking, payments, et cetera, recommendations. What do you mean?
Well, I guess, part of it was module 2 talking about creating invoices and creating bills and all that stuff. And it made sense on a level, but I didn't know what exactly you meant by that. I currently I send out invoices through QuickBooks to my customers.
But hold on, let's be super clear. Everything in module 2 is internal. None of it has anything to do with your customers. So you guys, perfect example, because I do it with you just the same way I coach you. How many of you got an invoice before you gave me money or gave the company money? Nobody. How many of you got a sales receipt afterwards? Hopefully everybody. We did nothing for that. There's literally a thing in QuickBooks you click going, send a sales receipt. So I would recommend credit cards for everybody, pay in advance. And as soon as you run that credit card, a sales receipt automatically generates with no effort on your part. So this whole invoicing thing, I think people get confused because they're like, oh, invoice is a piece of paper I send the client. It's like, yeah, in 1987, but in 2023, you just run the freaking card. Like Netflix might send you a email going, hey, we ran your card for $20 or whatever. Probably not. But Netflix is going to send you an invoice, or your gym. Nobody does invoices anymore, right? It's old. So I shouldn't say nobody, but certainly not on residential and on commercial. Yeah, if you're, if it's a big purchase for tens of thousands of dollars, whatever, you're not going to need invoices. Sales receipt should be fine. When I say invoice, I'm just talking about the thing that you or your bookkeeper creates in QuickBooks to receive the money against. It's a completely an internal issue. It's not an external thing. Did that clarify or no?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Okay.
But also, we're going to probably get to all of it. I just want to know your suggestions on the systems and booking systems and the things that you particularly recommend for the X's and O's of the business.
But here's the thing. A lot of people, let me give you the concept and then I'm happy to, even the specific I'll give you a general, then I'll be a little more specific. A lot of people kind of they go looking for solutions before they really have the problem. So when you say booking, like what problem are you trying to solve? And most of the time people are like, oh, I don't have a problem, but I'm anticipating a problem is going to come up in the future and I'm trying to prepare. Like, don't do that. There's enough actual problems today that we need to get taken care of. Let's focus on them. So honestly, for booking, I use my scheduler, right? I'm not going to really do anything like that. If you're going commercial anyway, so I certainly wouldn't be doing any like ZenMate, the only time I use it residentially is like a ZenMate or something where it's like, or a Jobber where it sends a reminder and all that crap. But I unless my clients really need that or they find value, I'm never going to do that. So my scheduler is going to be making the scheduling, and I wouldn't even use the software. I just have my scheduler handle that because the schedule is easy to make. Here's the 20 accounts we have. You can just plug in who's going to go where, when. I don't know that you really need a bunch of scheduling for that. You can. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying there's probably 10 actual opportunities in your business. Like, is your hiring funnel, you're cleaning toilets still. So like, don't worry about that. Let's get the hiring funnel right. Then we can fool with, booking. So good news is all the software is great. Like Jobber is great. ZenMate's great. There's Chronotech. There's a bunch of crap. But just be specific about what you're trying to solve and make sure you start with that in mind, as opposed to just like, I should get software to be a business. Does that make sense or no?
Yeah, it does.
And very common, by the way, not a dig on you at all. Okay. How to attract all go-in cleaner who's part-time employee?
Well, let me clarify, because that was a hard question to kind of put out there. So one of our core values, as they currently are be real, go all in, and make money. And that's still on the second version. So I guess, but the question still remains for me. I like people. I want to attract people who want to build their life and build and push forward in life, and to have motivation to grow. And yet,
hold on, really quick. What we don't want is, here's my core values, and let me explain what I want, and those not being the same. When your core values are right, that's the end of the sentence. Who I want is have people that want to have fun. They're committed to making money. They love helping out, and they're completely real. End of sentence. If I have to explain what I really want, then I need to make my core values. See what I'm saying? I'm missing the core values. So is it the core values, or is it the explanation? I want to make sure we're clear on what you really want.
Well, I probably need help refining my core values again, one more iteration. But I mean, I don't know quite how to answer it, I guess I'm trying to attract the people who want to grow, but it doesn't, for a part-time cleaner, on a level, is there advancement room? Do we have that? And how does that even look?
Yeah. So again, I'm going to answer the question, but this is definitely an example of, there's so many clear and present dangers and opportunities in a business. Focus on those, not, I think this problem is going to come up at some point in the future. Let me start dealing with it now. Once all the current problems are solved, we can maybe have that. And I'm going to answer a question, but it's much more important. And this is for everybody. This is very common. We're always like, again, you're still cleaning toilets, but I don't know how many cleaners you have, but like, we'll worry about that when it comes. You'll be better equipped to handle it. So really focus your thing on what is the big thing. My wife is cleaning. All we're going to focus all of our attention on is A, getting the customer profitability spreadsheet up so we have the money, and then B, get that hiring funnel up, and worry about everything else later. That said, to answer your question, the way that you attract core values match clients is exactly the hiring funnel. So you can't go, well, I got to get my core values fixed, but then tell me how to attract this person. It's like, we have to do that first. So you have to define who that person is or what you want before you can attract them. But let's assume you have not a perfect set of core values, but core values are like, they need no explanation. I can just say, have fun, make money, be real, help out, and it covers it. The cool thing is, if you do it the way we tell you, the core values-based hiring ad is only going to attract those people. If you show up to your first interview being yourself, having fun, like these calls, hopefully if you're like, does Mike have fun on those calls? Hopefully, you may not think it's funny or be your brand, be like, yeah, Mike seems to be having fun. He wants everyone else to have fun. Is he really committed to helping out? Yeah, he really loves these people, wants them to help out. Is he real? Promise you, me on the podcast, me here, if we hang out in person, it's the same idiot. All the things are like, that's Mike, right? So I tend to, without doing any work, attract those people for clients. You guys probably share some version of those core values, you wouldn't be here, and definitely on the team. So I just live them out so loud when I put up a hiring ad, when I do an interview, when I write an email, when I'm on a training call, whatever I do, I'm living those things. So people that don't like that are repelled, which is fantastic. And people that do like it are attracted. So once you've got your good core values, the answer is you just live them loud. And there's some people are like, this is a business thing and this should be professional, and can't be talking about telling your customers they don't have as much hair as others. We're gut dang great. I don't want that jerk in my client, and I'm not saying he's wrong or right. I'm just saying he's going to not like me and I ain't going to like him. That's for sure. So does that make sense? If you just live them so loudly, it's repellent and attractive to the right and wrong people respectively.
That makes sense. Yep.
Okay. There was one other thing in your question I want to make sure I get. The whole like room for advancement. This is a cleaning job. There's not room for advancement. So the way I would advance my clients is, because I got that when I was young. I'm like, oh, I want them to be a supervisor, but there's really no room for advancement. The way we teach you, there aren't really a lot of supervisors. It's all flat. What I'm going to give them is I want them to, because I'm a coach, I want them to leave better than they came. Right. So if Mike is here for 6 months making my pay thing 1580 or whatever it is, step 9 tells you how to do that. And he's like, I got another job for 1625 and I'm going to go take that because I want the money. I have failed. If Mike is here for the time, he's like, you know what, this got me extra money and I've been going through night school and now I got a job making $45,000 a year and they move on for that. I'm super excited. So my goal is to see them develop and go on to bigger, better things. I don't have to be the one to provide that bigger and better thing, but I do want them to leave going, I was part of a team. I learned what a culture looks like. I had a good leader. Mike cared about me. Like, I still want them to leave going, Mike poured into me and I got something, even though he didn't promote me to some job he doesn't have. I still got value. Is that
Yeah,
distinction help?
that totally makes sense. That's exactly what I was looking for. Yep.
Okay. And I love your heart, William, and that's why I just want to free you from it, because I've been you, and we have this guilt of like, oh, they're so much better, and we start trying to make up jobs that don't really fit, and then it's a Peter principle. They're great cleaners, and we promote them to something they're not very good at, and the whole thing blows up, and we're just trying to do good. So freeing yourself from that and just be like, that's why I don't like minimum wage. Like, you can't raise a family on $14 an hour. Like, of course you're not. You shouldn't be trying to raise a family freaking taking ticket stubs. You got to improve your skills, man. So same thing. Like, if they want to do better, they shouldn't have a cleaning job. They should go get a better job. And I'm here to help improve their skills and support them and do everything they need. But if they're like, you need to pay all my bills with this crappy cleaning job, it's like, that's not a you problem. That's a them problem. Now, you saying I can pour in and help you, that's a much more effective way you can actually contribute.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Cool.
Yep.
I'm glad you brought that up, because lots of people have that. They get stuck. So that wasn't just for you, buddy.
Well, here we are, the end of the podcast, and you made it. Great job. I've got a little bonus for you for sticking through with me. But like I mentioned before, if you got value out of this podcast and you want to show a little love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever the heck you're listening to this thing. Share it with a friend. Share the love. And as a special thank you for those of you that stuck with me to the end, how about I give you my personal phone number so we can text? It's a great way for me to get to know you, your business, your goals personally. So shoot me a text now, 602-932-6431, 602-932-6431. I am the only one who responds to these texts, and I will personally respond to everyone I possibly can, as long as this number is manned. Don't know how long we're going to keep this at the end of the podcast, so grab it now, 602-932-6431. Give me a text, say hey, can't wait to meet you.